Hello friends! Initially, the Hyundai Accent was equipped with atmospheric gasoline engines of 1.3 liters and 1.5 liters. The first was established only for a limited period of time. The last one has become massive. In 2002, a 1.5-liter turbo diesel and a 1.6-liter gasoline aspirated were added to the line of power units. All gasoline engines are representatives of the Alpha family, 1.6 liters, Alpha 2. They are a licensed copy of the Mitsubishi Orion series engines. The 1.3-liter engine, 60 and 75 horsepower G4EH, has one camshaft and 12 valves. The 1.5-liter was offered in two versions, 12-valve, 91 horsepower G4EB, and 16-valve, 102 horsepower G4EC. The first, with one camshaft, was not widely used. In the market, absolute leadership for the 16-valve unit with two camshafts. The 1.6-liter engine, 105 horsepower G4ED, can be found in cars imported from the USA. All engines have a belt-type timing drive. In units with a two-shaft DOHC valve timing, 1.5 liters and 102 horsepower, and 1.6 liters with 105 horsepower, the timing belt drives only the exhaust camshaft and the intake is connected to the exhaust by a single row chain. The timing belt is recommended to be changed every 50,000 kilometers. In practice, there have been many cases when the belt broke closer to 60,000 kilometers. Many mechanics advise changing the camshaft drive chain on a run of 100 to 120,000 kilometers. By this time, it is often stretched. Maintenance of the timing drive is not very difficult. However, when replacing the timing belt, the pump should also be updated. It can leak or make noise after 80 to 110,000 kilometers, and the timing drive prevents it from being removed. One pump mounting bolt covers the belt, and the other the tension roller. The valve clearance is adjusted using hydraulic tappets. They can knock after 200 to 250,000 kilometers. Sometimes the reason lies in the weakening of the plunger spring of the oil pump. As a result, for the normal operation of the compensators, there is simply not enough oil pressure. After 100 to 150,000 kilometers, the valve cover gasket may leak. After 150 to 200,000 kilometers, oil consumption often begins to increase. Often, hardened valve stem seals are to blame. A regular starter can be depressed after 100 to 150,000 kilometers, more often in cold weather. In most cases, it can be revived. Quite often, the corrugation of the exhaust system burns out. Corrugation in the original pipe, as a rule, lasts much longer. Interruptions in the operation of the engine are sometimes caused by the failure of the booster fuel pump or oxygen sensor. Over the years, the pipes of the cooling system and the radiator age and leak. If you do not notice a leak in time, then overheating is possible. The consequences are very sad: the opening and overhaul of the engine. The 3-cylinder 82 horsepower 1.5-liter turbo diesel D3EA with a common rail injection system was developed by Italian engineers VM Motori. The diesel Accent in the secondary market is a real exotic. 1.5 CRDI is less reliable than Petrol units. With age, there are complaints about increased oil consumption, turbocharger, and fuel injectors. In addition, the interior of the diesel car is less comfortable, the noise level is higher, and vibrations are felt. In a pair of motors, either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic, A4AF3 was assigned. The manual box is very reliable. There are practically no problems with it. The grip is also distinguished by enviable durability, more than 250,000 kilometers. But the release bearing can make noise after 100 to 150,000 kilometers. Episodic difficulties with the inclusion of gears arise due to the souring of the gear selection mechanism. An automatic transmission is not as durable as a manual transmission, but with proper care it will easily drive 200 to 250,000 kilometers before the first repair. The main thing is not to forget to update the oil every 40 to 60,000 kilometers. Sometimes malfunctions in the operation of the machine are caused by a break in the wiring of the contact connector. The softly tuned suspension is able to absorb large bumps without sacrificing passenger comfort, but this also has its downsides. The body rolls a lot in corners, and handling deserves mediocre ratings, as does the braking system. On dry pavement, it takes 43.3 meters to come to a complete stop. Remember that the modern standard is no more than 40 meters. The weakest point in the suspension is the stabilizer bushings. Sometimes they have to be changed after 20 to 40,000 kilometers. The front suspension arms will last 100 to 150,000 kilometers, and the rear more than 150 to 200,000 kilometers. In the segment of 100 to 150,000 kilometers, wheel bearings may become unusable. On the front axle, only the bearings are changed, and on the rear axle, the hub assembly is changed. After 100 to 150,000 kilometers, the brake cylinders of the rear brake drums sometimes turn sour. Often it's enough to disassemble, clean, and lubricate. In cars older than 10 to 12 years, you need to pay attention to the front brake pipes. They rust under the rubber seal at the point of transition through the wheel arch partition. Problems with ABS can occur due to oxidation of the motor. It quickly comes to its senses after cleaning. The steering rack may require attention after 150 to 200,000 kilometers. The body iron of the Hyundai is not prone to corrosion. Rust is more likely a sign of poor repair in the past. However, on individual specimens older than 10 years, red spots can be found in the area of the rear wheel arches and sills. In addition, the paint often peels off the bumpers. The interior decoration used cheap plastic, which eventually begins to creak, regardless of the situation with soundproofing. It can't be rated anything else than below average. Sounds from the engine compartment and wheel arches penetrate the cabin. After 120 to 140,000 kilometers, the generator may fail. Often it is given to get off by replacing the voltage regulator. Over time, the windshield wiper drive mechanism sours. There is a knock and a creak, and the leashes move slowly and not at full speed. From time to time, the arrow of the speed indicator begins to twitch and buzz. The disease is easily eliminated. Sometimes there are malfunctions in the operation of the central lock. If you know of other model malfunctions, be sure to write about it.